How's it going, people of the internet? I'm about to talk about what I think everyone on the internet is talking about right now is Modern Warfare 2. And I'd like to preface this video by saying I actually enjoy the game, multiplayer specifically. The campaign is pretty good. And for the marketing of this game, you could tell they really sold Ghost. Like when they were saying we're going to reboot Modern Warfare 2, because I know what they're doing. Anyone with eyes can know what they're doing. They are making Ghost the main selling point of the marketing of this game, and that's a good move. And I applaud Infinity Ward and Activision and all of these Call of Duty people that you understand that you are bringing this game back to a new generation, but you want to reach out to the old generation that kicked it off. So thank you for covering both ends. In this Modern Warfare reboot, I'm actually looking forward to the third one because I don't really think it's better than the original campaign, so to say, but there is a bit of, how do I say this, callback to it, even though it's a very different story. All of these fractions and people involved in the story are the same. You get Soap, you get Ghost, you get Shadow, you get Shadow Company, sorry. And of course, you get Price, General Shepard, and they all kind of make a callback to a new story, but not really the original one. Even though I gotta say, I still like the original better. And the multiplayer is kind of starting to seem a little bit like a cross between the options to play Call of Duty, and then they are taking the whole big team ground war to more Battlefield standards, I've realized. Because I'm going to confess, I actually bought this game, Modern Warfare 2, along with Modern Warfare, because I saw that it was a reboot to some old ones, and after Black Ops 3 / Infinite Warfare, not Infinity War, Infinite Warfare, I kind of got burnt out on the Call of Duty formula. I just started seeing them all as the same yearly release with just a different campaign every time. So I fell out of love, so I've been a little out of the loop. I did Modern Warfare, I didn't even take Vanguard, and then I also did Modern Warfare 2, but I did not get too involved with Modern Warfare, even though there's a lot of missions that have a lot of notoriety on the internet from that campaign. But that's the thing, is the title is what sold me on this game, really sold me, is because Modern Warfare 2 in the original trilogy was my favorite, and I remember the hype I had behind it. In ninth grade it was. I remember I really wanted the game, and I was actually acting like a 5-year-old because I was hooked on Call of Duty at the time. We all were. And then we fast forward about a decade later, and then we get this reboot, and it's kind of like a callback to just your next new revamped Call of Duty. And comparing old to new, I like the new. It's similar to the old. Sometimes I like the old, but I think this works just as well. But as I get older, all the games kind of start to play the same. Even Battlefield, Battlefront, they all kind of have that first-person, formula. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these first-person shooters do play very similar. They all have different functions in the game. But the general idea of a first-person shooter has been defined, and this aim-down sights first-person shooter that was founded with Call of Duty has become the basic 70% of first-person shooters. That is not a bad thing, so to speak, but Modern Warfare had a lot of different callbacks, and it had a lot of game modes. I did have to fumble around with this multiplayer just kind of a little bit, because this is the first time I really dived into a multiplayer. I think it was just that, like I said, the title drugged me into this multiplayer. Only we're going to level 55 instead of 70 this time, and the prestiges are going to be seasonal. But this is really not the worst thing that there is. I think I'd give it about a solid 8 out of 10. And sometimes it just comes to show that the hype can sometimes overdo it a little bit. Do I think it is this massive smashing success that's going to go down in history? I think only time will tell. It's definitely not going to go down like the original Modern Warfare 2 did, but we are going to see from there. But there tends to be a thing with hype and then how it's actually delivered. And sometimes I will say the negative part on why I can't give it a solid 10 out of 10 is because it really didn't live up to the marketing. There was a lot of push behind this game. Everyone was talking about it, and everyone was talking about like they were going to be reminiscent to the Modern Warfare 2 of old. And in a sense, we were, but expectations versus reality is always something I like to say. And expectations kind of subverted the reality. And at the end of the day, when we're playing these games, we got to think to ourselves, it's a lot of code, and yes, it does need some back-end work, seriously, because the servers have been having some problems. I haven't seen too much of it. Other people have gotten worse than mine, but that's a lot of back-end issues that the game developers are going to constantly work at, because they all have their jobs, and when they're not developing games, they are maintaining these games, making them better, adding new functions, updating these things, and that's really all we can ask for. But honestly, I could get the same experience if I were to play Battlefield 2042 or Battlefield 5 or any of the Battlefields, just like any of the Call of Duties. I might reinstall Black Ops 3 because I never finished the Prestiges on that one, and I know that the servers are still very active from what I understand. It's not the worst Call of Duty I've ever played, and I know that a lot of people are getting burnt out. But Call of Duty Burnout has been going for years and years, and there's been people who are falling in and out of love with this franchise. But I do think that this is going to be enough to suck those who feel burnt out on Call of Duty back in for a little bit. I don't know how long this game is going to keep me hooked, but I hope not, because video games can be addicting. And I just have other things that I want to do. I wanted to make a montage, but I just felt so overdone that I would rather just give my thoughts on this game and how, like, I feel like it was the title that was the main selling point. And you know what? That's all right, because the marketing did its job. I like seeing Ghost again. Ghost was always a favorite character of mine in the campaign, and he's definitely awesome in this one. Anyone who's anyone should give it a try. It is a little expensive for a game, but I think games are just getting a little more expensive in general. I'm not as big into video games as I was, but this kind of video is just kind of my procrastination working for me, because I did spend a couple hours out of my Sunday playing this just to kind of really ingest what I just took in. And I gotta say, I had fun. I'm still having fun with it. I really gotta moderate it though, because I got other things going on in life. But I expected to have a good time with the multiplayer, and I did. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts, what your feelings were about this. I'd really like to pump out content more, but like I said, this was making my procrastination work for me, because I got some game footage that I have playing in the background for you guys. But I'd really like to make this channel more interactive. I want to know what people thought. I really want to see your comments and your feedback. I know that this isn't like top-notch Hollywood corridor style quality of content, but every view helps, every comment, every like helps this channel and gives me more incentive to put more effort into this. But thank you guys very much for listening to just my short little take, because I wanted to just pump something out about this game on my main channel. And I will see you guys next time. I will probably make more throwback videos on old games possibly. But we'll see. I got a lot of other channel ideas I'm playing around with, music production and everything like that. Just trying to like really find my niche on the internet, things that people want to see. So any sort of feedback is good on that. And allow me to tell you that I thank you again for taking time to watch. I know you have a lot of different options on reviews and such, and just hot takes on certain games, and I thank you for choosing mine. Goodbye.